Hey guys, welcome to Bar Z. My name's Stan, and today I'm going to do a quick voiceover here, and we're talking about some Kaowool board. I'm insulating some ovens, and I thought you guys might be interested to see how I work with it. As you can see, I just use an ordinary table saw. What I do have over there is a Teflon fence. I put a Teflon liner on that fence, and I wish it had a Teflon table, but someday I might get around to that. The stuff doesn't like to slide. It's very sandy, very gritty, and it's got an awful lot of surface friction. But this is how I cut up the boards for the hot shot, and we're cutting. I think we're cutting up some walls to insulate 20 ovens, and you can see it zips through it pretty quick. It makes a lot of dust. I want you guys to use respiratory protection. There's a disease known as silicosis from playing with silica-based products. So make sure you wear respiratory protection, and if you've got a dust collector, use it. If not, do it outside. When you're done, you can just hose the whole area down and get all this sand, wash it into the dirt, and get it back to Mother Earth. All right, enjoy the show.
Same thing, this just kind of squeezes in, and what we're doing, that's your insides there. All right, so now we've got both walls done. Okay, now we're moving on to the back side of these, and we just set the table saw, so we've got one full piece, and you want it pretty snug, but you don't want it so snug that you can't get it in, and you got to use your little push stick. Keep a little block of wood with you so you can push down without breaking the material. And as you push this back in, it's going to push in and spread these two sides and push them out. So we can get another one in without busting it. I just use, like I say, I just use a little block of wood so you get a nice even push on the board. If you push it too hard in one spot, it'll just break. So. And that's it. Check all four sides. And there you have a back. Alright, and you only need a couple of tools to do floors and ceilings. You want them to be tight, you want to push the walls out, and just use a drywall knife, and you slip it in there, and that reduces the friction between the two pieces of refractory. It helps an awful lot. And then you can usually just push them in with your hands without the block, there, just like that. And then you just roll your putty knife out of there. Make sure it's down firmly to the floor. And then sealing, repeat. This part is not rocket science. And what that does is that pushes the walls out firmly into the top two corners. And again, roll the putty knife out. And now we've got a fully insulated box, one layer.
Okay, we're moving on to the inner back wall. And you probably noticed the outer back wall, some of them, you're able to utilize your scraps back there. Pack all your joints with a Kaowool rope, which is like a Kaowool bat. It's a loose bat. And I cut up 1/4-inch strips to pack all my seams, but it helps you utilize your scraps. So it's not the end of the world if you want to do that. Here I'm showing you the keys we put in it, and we're just using a routing table, and we're going to route 3 sides for the internal back of the oven. So here again, the dust is just huge. Make sure you wear your respiratory protection, guys.
Piece that we've mitered it. I don't know what you call it, mitered. We've relieved it on 3 sides, and the solid side goes down to the floor. And we're gonna, it should be a fairly snug fit, but not too tight. Just gonna tip the camera so you can see it. Show you how they should fit. So now you can see we got 3 joints down the sides where our walls and ceiling are gonna key in. So we got 20 of these to get backs in.
Okay, working on the ceiling now, and what we're going to do is we're going to cut the grooves for the actual heating element. This is the lid. So we've not only relieved the sides, we've also cut the grooves in it that the actual heating element goes into.
I'm going to try to show you what's going on here. We're going to, remember we got the back in there with a key. Now we've got, this is the roof of the thing. And we just came off of the routing table. And this male tab here is going to fit in that female down there. And I'm holding the oven upside down right now. We're just going to slide it in. And it should just slip right under like that. There we go. I'm hoping you can see back there how it formed that key. Now we've got a groove on each side, and that's where our walls are going to key in. So after all the roofs are done, then the walls key in, and that keeps the roof from collapsing. All right. And you see we've created another one that's mirror image. That one's top and back. So these three go together as so, and as it fits together kind of like a puzzle. Oops, just like that. There you go. So there's your, that's how it all fits in. You see it's keyed there in the back too. We got a key in the back. So we're gonna, this, like I say, this goes together like a puzzle. I'm gonna show you how to do all that. Start with your lid. Remember, we got keys in the back. We got the that rear piece that we relieved on three sides. All right, so that one's started. This one's going to go in as so. You see, we got our key started over here. We're going to go ahead and push down, and I'm going to use another device here to get my relieve some of the friction in this thing. And we're going to slip that in. You can see that key right there just did its thing, and now we're going to go down into the groove as so. Okay. And these links don't matter. All this is all sitting proud. All this gets struck off, so don't worry about that just yet. All right, we got one more wall to put in. And again with the key here in the corner. And as we push this in, you'll see this push the roof up. As so. And then all that's left is to push this little feller down, as so, and that seats it in that rear key. All right, so now we're packed. You probably can't see down there because that's gonna blow out the camera. I'll hold it right side up. This is the floor. We've got one more piece of high density that goes in the floor to actually create the floor, and that keeps these spread apart. Everything else, this whole lid is supported, it can't fall down, so everything's keyed together. All right. Okay, next up we're going to do a strike off, and this is where we've left all our refractory really long here. You know, I just do it for insurance. If you come up at a 1/4 inch short, it kind of screws the whole thing. So I just leave them a little bit long. I'm going to show you how it ends up. There's when you're done striking off the top, all the tiles are all even with each other. It's dusty, but it's fast. You're going to use this is a 6x48 belt sander. Like I say, it's dusty and you need to wear respiratory protection. And you got to have a flat surface, a 90-degree surface to work off of. Okay, I hope you can hear me through this Darth Vader mask. This is fresh off the stand belt sander. You still got to touch up down by the hinge. As you can see, the hinge binds up and won't close right here. So you're just going to do a little bit of handwork, sanding block, and some very coarse sandpaper, and it doesn't take a heck of a lot. And get yourself a sponge piece of sandpaper. And make sure your hinge is going to close all the way. Make sure the hinge lays down flat. And there's the front of your oven. Everything's just flat and ready for the door to come in and create a seal. Alright, but that's all it takes to strike off the top.
With a table saw and a router table. And mine isn't even that good, and you can see I could really use some dust collection. I do this outside so I can hose down when I'm done, but it makes a frickin' mess.